Hello and welcome. This is Get It Straight, a clear understanding of issues, maybe a clearer understanding of issues. So what we do in this season is that we bring you stories that otherwise we might not have known of to explain some of the things that happen or have happened around us. And today we're talking about Accra. Accra. Now, Accra, as the capital of Ghana, is in the domain of the Gans. Any indigenous Ga will never ever tell you that he is going to Accra. They're very indigenous people. He will tell you, Inga, Miyaga. Miyaga. The capital of the Gans is Ga. So I'm going to explain to you the stories that we have heard and how come we have Accra. Now, the lighthouse of Old Accra is important because way back, there was no harbor in Accra. In fact, there's no harbor in Accra. There was no harbor in Tema. So people who moved from the eastern part of Ghana and from other adjoining areas would go into this part of Accra where the lighthouse is. The lighthouse was an indication of ships that moved on to this part of Accra. And for merchants and traders, they would go in there. Now, it was a wharf, W-H-A-R-F, that was built. So it meant that the ships would not come directly onto the seashore. They landed somewhere before the seashore where the turbulence of the sea was not as disturbing as not to stabilize the ship to be at one place. So these merchants, these traders would move in there and they would go into canoes and go near the ship and take whatever they needed to trade with from the traders who had brought them from Europe. But let's go back a little. Before you got into Accra those days, all these adjoining areas were not there. If you traveled from the eastern region towards Accra, which is now what we call Accra, all that you would see are termite hills. Termite hills. So the Akans particularly will refer to the termite hills as, or termite as Inkrani, or in plural, Akrani. Akrani. So the hills that were associated or built by this termite, it brought the idea of what now is known as Accra, the short for Akrani, Accra, Akrani. All that they would meet or see whilst traveling from the adjoining areas and the parts of the eastern region towards the place where they had to go and do their trade from the Europeans who had brought their ship or ships in there. All that they would see were the termite hills. So invariably, they would say, well, we are going to the place of the termite hills, Akrani, Akrani Hills. But gradually, with time, then it was not Akrani, but Accra for short. Accra for short. So the Gans, I've told you, the indigenous people, would never ever say, I'm going to Accra, because Accra is not the name of the place that they want us to know by, but they have the name of Ga. So the capital of the Ga people is Ga. The people of Gamashi, their capital is Ga, not Accra. It was the people who traveled to get to the ship where they needed to buy their goods from the Europeans who had come there, referred to their journey towards the beach, the place where they needed to trade, as a place of what? Termite hills, Akrani hills. So that's the story that we have heard, and we need to relate to you and share with you. So Akrani became what? Accra. But as I need to particularly emphasize, Gamashi people, their capital is always Ga. There's now a contention that they even want the name Ga to be reinstituted as the capital of Accra, because they never know the place as Accra or Nkrani. Well, that's all for today. Do have a lovely day. We'll be back some other time. Bye.